with like you, and then I can jump in.
Okay, fine. I am live. Hi, everybody. I can see there are 14 people connected. So let me introduce myself. I'm John from BeMyApp, and we're here to support Rise Up and all the co-organizer for the Hajj Hackathon. If you're okay, we're gonna wait. We're just gonna wait for 2 more minutes, to see, if more people connect themselves, and then we will start the webinar. See you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, so let's start the mentors and judging briefing. Just to let you know, during this webinar, feel free to ask any question. You can see there is a chat room on the right. So, at any moment, at any time, feel free to ask any question. And just for my personal information, can you just say hi in the chat so I can see there are some people there? That's what hi on my side. Hi, Abdallah. Cool. So I can see it works. Hey, a lot of people there. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet all of you. So, okay, let me introduce you, basically, the key information about the hackathon. As you know, the hackathon will start on Wednesday, and it will be a 3 days event. So, most of you have different parts. Some of you are mentors, some others are judges, some others are doing both. And this is what I will explain to you right now. So I will start with this set, and then I will update it. So I will share my screen with you now.
Yeah, another.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will share with you now a small presentation so you can have a look on it. Hi, everybody. And you can have a look on the presentation in the same time.
They all got the presentation, by the way.
You all got the presentation?
Yes. So okay. You can ask them to open the mentor's guide.
So can you open the mentor's guides now that have been delivered? And we will follow the mentor's guide. I just ask you to open because for some reason, also, to be honest with you, the sharing does not work from here. I don't know if it's the network. So I cannot share my screen right now. But so if you can open the presentation, and we will, follow up together. So let me explain. Basically, when we say mentors, we're talking about 3 kinds of people. We have tech mentors, entrepreneurship mentors, and Hajj mentors. All of you know that you are in one of these categories. So tech mentors are, tech people, from Google network or different CTOs, from startups, or, people basically with a developer or tech background. We have entrepreneurship mentors, so people from the ecosystem working in incubator, VC, marketing, entrepreneurship, so into this entrepreneurship area. And we have here Hajj mentors also that have basically working with the Hajj ministry or having knowledge about issue you can face, when people are performing the Hajj. So, as you can see on slide number 5, the hackathon will start on Wednesday 1st and will end on Friday 3rd. Basically, here we have two kinds of mentor, and maybe you can do both of them. On one hand, the team mentoring. So the team mentoring is during the 2 first days, so Wednesday, August 1st, and Thursday, August 2nd. You will be able to support the team, help them on their project, challenge their idea, challenge them, technically, but also businessly, and also, in terms of does it match with, the Hajj ministry expectations. And so we will help them to improve that project all along the 2 days. Then, the other mission is the day number 3, participating in the finalist selection. And I will explain that, but we have 3 rounds of the judging. And you will participate in the round 1 and the round 2 of judging. So what you can see on the slide number 8, good, that basically, as a team mentoring, your mission is inspiring, sharing, helping, answering. Basically, you're here to support the teams. And inspiring teams by, technical possibilities and sharing them useful data and resources if you can. Sharing personal know-how and knowledge about the Hajj, helping teams to develop their project, and answering them questions, especially, really focus on their project. What you need to know is that, what you will get tomorrow is basically, if you are technical business mentors, you will be allocated to clusters. So, it's a huge hackathon. We have it, when you will visit the venue, you will discover it and you will be, I think, impressed by what you see. And so we had to divide, the cluster into 18 different, to define the area into 18 different clusters. So it's like 18 different small hackathons that happen in the same time. And in each cluster, there are 25 to 50 teams. And you, as a mentor, especially technical and business mentor, we will try to, define an area where you will be able to stay. And so, basically, participant for you cluster, they know you a bit more than the other one, because, if we don't, divide the venue in different areas like this, then you will be lost. It doesn't mean that you have to stay all along every time in this cluster, but it means that, at the moment, if participants are looking for you, even me, for example, let's say that you are expert, I don't know, in some technical skills like AR, VR, backend, front end, blockchain, I don't know. And for my project, I need an expert like you. Knowing, in the spreadsheet that is shared with the staff that you are allocated to the cluster number B, will help me, because at the moment, if I don't have any answer, I can try to go to you directly in the cluster B and try to find you and chat with you. This is why we did try to define this area. And so basically, people knows basically where you could potentially be located. Some other things that you need to know is that, we will have, different ways to contact you. So basically, the first way is to come to you and to ask the question. Also, there is an online platform, a Slack channel, and so we'll try to create channels by expertise, like Hajj, like a front-end, back-end, AR, mobile, different things. And so you will be allocated to the channel. So if people ask questions, and you are the expert in this topic, maybe you can try to answer them directly on Slack, or maybe you can say, okay, come with me, I am in this area, and we can chat together. So, okay, let's share. Now I just wanted to share with you some tips. You can see them in the presentation on the slide 10. So before the event, I think it's good, just to have a look on the website again. They will ask you small question, about, what is a prize pool, what is a prize pool, when is this deadline, stuff like that. So what is great is that in every cluster, you will have, our staff, volunteers that are available. And so if you don't have the answer, we will at the beginning of the hackathon introduce you the volunteers of your cluster, and so you can ask them the question directly. And so you don't have to have every answers about the hackathon organization. We have people dedicated for that. So your focus can really be on improving the project and supporting the team on the project side. Then of course in the way of managing them, of course I think it's obvious, but when you give feedback to participants, be honest with them to help them. If you disagree with what they say, do it in a constructive way. Because I mean, by my experience, because we've been organizing many hackathons, what is really disturbing teams is to have one motor coming and say, hey, no, this will never work. Just do like this. And then the other one is coming, oh no, it cannot work. Just do like this. And then at the moment, teams, they can feel like they are lost. So, it's really hard to change the mindset of people that have already an idea during the hackathon. So, you can really take the base of their ideas that they have. If you feel like, they need to change, I would recommend you to just let them know that they need, to make it more simple. Because sometimes, what can happen is teams are confused. They want to do a project with a lot of things. And usually a project that do a lot of things is a project that do nothing. So, just help them to focus, help them to be simple, help them to say, guys, come on, you just have 48 hours for your project. So, just start with one little item that is basically the value proposition of your project. Try to make it simple, and then you will see, that for your marketing, for the way you pitch, for the way you develop, for everything you do, focusing on this MVP, this minimum viable product, will help everybody. Then, at the moment, keep in mind that also you will not be able to let them change. I think, the day number 1, when, it's the beginning of the hackathon, okay, you can challenge them and let them improve themselves. The morning of the day number 2, you can still challenge them a little bit. Then, day number 2 afternoon, judging will just happen the day number 3 in the morning. So it's too late to start to say, change everything. It just gives them good feedback. Yeah, you're good. Even if, you feel like it's complicated, just do small improvement. Just say, okay, how to fine tune it. But, if you don't like the concept, if you don't like they do, that's fine. This is why we have potentially 800 teams. Not all of them can be perfect. Not all of them can be good. You have a lot of beginners. And, just being there and learn is already an achievement for some of them. So, be kind with them. If you feel like, the team has not a strong level, don't try to push them too much to somewhere where they cannot go. So basically, it's the main tips I would give about, mentorship. Then I wanted to do a small focus on Hajj mentors. Because we have the chance to have a person working for the Hajj ministry or working with the Hajj ministry, and so it's a great opportunity for participants because all of them will need to have feedback, and your feedback is extremely important. A hackathon is not only about technical and business. A hackathon is how to solve big issues. And you know, the best person to talk about the big issue are you. You know, Hajj mentors. You know, you're working on it every year, every day. You know the issue people are facing. You know the pain points. You know exactly, you know, what has been done in the ministry, what you did try, what did work, what did not. So, you know, your experience is extremely valuable. And, you know, as a Hajj mentor, you know, you're here to say, you know, it's the same. You know, give goodwill. If you did try to do something internally and it did not work, it does not mean that it will not work, you know, with the team, because, you know, they are smaller, maybe they are faster. But, you know, this is why I was, you know, so just give them some tips to say, this is what we did. Maybe it did not work for this reason. So, you know, if you do a project for crowd management, you know, using artificial intelligence, I don't know, consider that, you know, and then you can provide them what you can. You can provide them, you know, information. You can provide them data. If you can have some data, show them some spreadsheet, show them some information that you are working on. It will be valuable for the teams. And so, you know, your feedback is really important. Just, you know, to let you know, as Hajj mentors, you know, you will not be allocated to clusters like the other mentors, but in the entrance, we'll have two big tables, you know, like the Hajj mentors pool. And so anyone that has a question about the Hajj can come directly to you. So you can organize your own shift, and they can come directly to you and ask you a question about the Hajj. So the only thing, so to finish with the Hajj mentor, that you need to consider is basically, is it something that I will buy, you know, as a Hajj ministry employee? Would it be something, you know, that I know that it could be implemented in the minister in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years? If you can work, you know, if you can work with your process, if you improve, if you can see, you know, that is improving something in terms of optimization, in terms of quality, in terms of cost, and in this case, yeah, it means that the team is on the good way. So about, you know, all the mentoring part, you know, this is everything I have to mention. So it's quite simple, you know, just, you know, be there to explain on your skills. So if you are technical, of course, you will provide technical support. You know, if you are business, it will be more on business and idea. If you have the Hajj mentor, it will be more about the Hajj experience. But, you know, during all these 2 days and night, you will be there to support them. Okay? Do you have any question about this first part, that is mentoring? If you don't have question, no problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the second part. Thank you, Abdullah. I'm going to go to the second part of the presentation, that is the judging part. So some of you are here to select the best project that will go to final. Just a small reminder, but just to let you know. Okay, I have a question about judging criteria, so it's a good question. I will answer to this question just after explaining the different steps. So just to let you know, Friday is Judgment Day, is a judging day. So I mean, we have, you know, 3 rounds of judging all along the day to go from basically 800 teams to 90 teams after the round 1, so 90, and then from 90 teams to 10 teams after the round 2. And so these 10 teams are the 10 finalists that will go to the stage for the final presentation. So it's a big process. It's a big thing. And so your mission, you know, as a judge, Yeah, all the details are in the presentation. So, okay, I can see all your questions. Okay, cool. You know, I take all your questions and then I will answer in the end all together. But thank you. You know, don't feel free to ask questions all along the webinar, and then we'll answer to them. So, how does it work in terms of the judging? Just to give you the structure. Basically, we have, as I mentioned, 18 different clusters. For each cluster, we will have one judging booth. And so during the Friday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., in the 18 rooms, all the team of each cluster will be judged. It will be, you know, so we have 4 hours to judge 600 to 800 teams. So it's a tough planning. And so if you are judged, you will see, you know, at the end of the morning, you will be tired. Basically, when we start the judging, how things are working. So you have like, okay, let's say 30 to 50 teams in each cluster. They will go from one round. And so basically, you will be part potentially of the judges panel. So in the round 1, we have panels of 3 people. Ideally, 1 technical, 1 business, and 1 Hajj. And your mission will be to filter, to go from, let's say, 30, 50 teams to only 5 teams. So, okay. So I can see a question about, you know, where are the slides? So yeah, actually, you know, the slide has been shared with you, but maybe, you know, we can share it with you now also in the chat, so you can get access to them. Let me see. You can add. I told you, think we can share in the chat the presentation for people who don't have it.
Yes, if they can give us their email, I can send it now.
Okay, if you provide just your email, we can send it to you now. For example, Faisal Rahal.
Let her type her email.
Can you just type your email so we can send it to you now also, and you can have access to the slides. Thank you. Here. Okay, great. So, judging criteria. Okay. So basically, about judging criteria, we have 4 criteria. The first one is interface. So quality of the user experience in user interface. Basically, it was simple. It's basically, how to say that? Is it nice? Is it beautiful and simple to use for the user? Or is it, let's say, ugly and extremely complicated for the user? If it's beautiful, it's a 5. If it's ugly, it's a 1. If it's average, it's a 3. So, you know, you understand that we have 4 criteria, and you will give a score between 1 and 5 for all of them. Okay? So, so the second criteria is creativity. So the first one was design. So was the UX, UI intuitive and appealing? And the second criteria is creativity. How creative was the team in developing an innovative solution for the challenge? Creativity is quite simple. I try to summarize also. Basically, is it something you never heard about? It's totally new, totally, you know, it was impossible to think about it before this guy came with this idea. And in this case, you know, it's a 5. Or is it something that already exists 100 of time? And in this case, it's a 1. means, you know, it's not so creative. It's just a copy of something that is existing. So basically, it's, you know, the innovation part of the project. Then the third criteria is simplicity. Simplicity is, you know, if, you know, you show me the application, can I understand how it works in 5 seconds? Or does it look like something extremely complicated? So because, you know, we want to have something simple. And the last aspect is impact. Impact is, okay, to make it simple also, will this application be used by 1 person or 1 million person? So this is what we mean by impact. So when you will be, you know, in the judging room in the morning, you will be 3 of you, plus 1 volunteer from our staff. And, you know, you will just have paper. We will need you to write the scores. And at the end of the morning, you know, we will have your top 5. What you need to do is the timing is really, really short. When I say short, it's only 2 minutes of presentation and 1 minute of question and answer. So, you know, some of you will say, yeah, but are you crazy? It's impossible. And I know it's complicated, but it's part of the challenge. And teams know that, and we asked him to be prepared to present their project in 2 minutes. So, I mean, I recommend, you know, you to keep in mind that timing is quite short, because, you know, if we need to judge, you know, so many teams in 4 hours, you know, if we start to be long, you know, time can go really, really, really fast. And instead of finishing at 1 p.m. the first one, we can finish at 3 p.m. And then it means that we are late for the second round the same, and then late for the third round. And so instead of finishing the event on Friday, we will finish it on Saturday. And in this case, you know, it will be bad because a lot of participants have to fly back to their country, basically. So timing is important. And what you need to keep in mind, you know, in terms of timing is 2 minutes of presentation, 1 minute of Q&A, and then basically 1 minute of wrap up, you know, where you will share the score. Okay, for me, design is 1, creativity is 2, simplicity is 1, impact is 1. And then, you know, we go like this really fast. You give the score to the volunteers. They will fill it in the spreadsheet. And so automatically we can have, you know, the ranking that you have defined. So this is it, you know, for the first round. You know, at the end of the first round, you will have your top 5. You know, and then it will be quite the same, you know, for the round 2, except, you know, the timing will not be the same. So the first one will be Friday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The round 2 will happen, you know, Friday afternoon from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then, you know, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same process. The only difference is, you know, only 10 teams will be judged by the panel. So it's a smaller amount. And but then, you know, it's exactly the same process. And thank you, Abdul Rahman, you know, because you are totally right. It's 2 minute demo and 2 minute Q&A for the judging round 2. So for the round 1, it's 1 minute Q&A. For the round 2, it's 2 minutes. We just added 1 more minute because instead of being 3 judges, you know, like the round 1, you would be a bit more judges, potentially 4 or 5 judges. And so, you know, we have a bit more time for Q&A. So now, you know, I will just check your question to try to answer it. Okay, so should judges attend on Wednesday and Thursday? You know, we're happy to have you on board, and we will happy to have you when you want to come, basically. So if you want to come on Wednesday and Thursday, you are free to come. But, you know, if we have allocated you as a judge, what is important is to have you for the judging time. Then, you know, if you say us, you know, that you can be also available before, we'll be happy to have you and to allocate you as a mentor. I mean, Other question, how many judges are there? So just to make it simple, in the round 1, we have 3 judges in 18 different panels. So it's 54 different judges. For the round 2, we will have, it's not exactly, defined, to be honest, but it's kind of the same amount of people. We'll have only 9 panel of judges. So we're going from 18 panel to 9 panel. And these 9 panels will have potentially 5 judges. So it's, between 45 and 50 judges for the round 2. And then for the 10 finalists, there is like there are only, I think, 5 or 7 judges that are already defined. So I can see another question from Asma. Regarding mentorship, from where can the participants know the available mentor and their background? It's an excellent question. So what we are compiling, today is a small spreadsheet with all the mentors' information, first name, last name, background or expertise. And our team, our staff will have access to this and to basically the cluster where they are supposed to sit. So for example, I am a volunteer. I am sitting, I am in charge of the cluster C, for example. And someone will come to me and say, hey, I need someone who's really good in Android apps, Kotlin development, I don't know. And so in this case, I will just check in the spreadsheet and I will look, if I have a Kotlin skills somewhere. And, if I find someone, I will say, okay, I have this guy, Abdul. He is in cluster F. So, I recommend you to go to cluster F and to see if he's here. So I know, the venue is huge, so walking, people can lose time to do it. So, it's the second level. The first level will be Slack. So I will recommend all of you to be on Slack. And, people can ask you directly questions online on the channel. So then, the email, I'm checking out the other question. So we have a question from Ram Hussein. In the form that you send it to us, there was only Wednesday and Thursday for choosing a shift. What about tomorrow and Friday? Should we come?
Yes, so tomorrow, hi. So tomorrow it's not mandatory for you to come. It's the welcoming ceremony, but we'd love for all of you to come, obviously. We will send you an invite very shortly on when the welcoming ceremony is going to start tomorrow. It's basically going to be opening speeches, and we have a couple of keynote speakers, and then there's going to be a dinner after that. On Friday, it depends on if you are a judge. So some of you are mentors and judges, some of you are judges only, and some of you are mentors only. If you chose to be a mentor only, then you wouldn't need to come on Friday unless you want to. And if you want to be a judge as well, then we'd love it if you can tell us, and we can have you as a mentor and judge as well. So it really depends on what you want. If you chose to be a mentor only, then no need for you to come on Friday unless you want to be a judge as well, or unless you just want to come and see what's happening.
Thank you very much. I can see another question. Do I have to attend just before my shift? So, you can just come for your shift, that's fine. Just, if we're talking about Friday morning, yes, we need you to come a bit before, like 1 hour before, just for, a small briefing, be sure that we have everybody in the room. And, so because we want really to start, at 9 a.m. in the morning and don't lose time. So yeah, if we can have you, I will recommend 8 a.m. so we can do a small wrap up together and re-show you, how it works. This is, my recommendation. Then, I'm not sure if I have been chosen as a mentor only or mentor and judge also. How can I know? You will know very soon.
No, actually, just to reply to both of these points. So you can come before your shift. This is just an allocated time slot. If you want to come for 2 shifts, 3 shifts a day, it's up to you. But we would, if you chose a certain time slot, we would want you to be for the full duration of that time slot. About mentors and judges only. So everyone that Rise Up contacted and that are coming as Hajj subject matter experts, you're both judges and mentors. For people who are coming from Google's side, some of you, I think, are in contact with Salim, and he said whether you're a mentor or judge or mentor and judge. However, if you would like to be both, please let us know, and we would love to accommodate you being a mentor and judge, or being a judge and mentor. Yeah.
Great. So now I can see another question. Do you think information security engineer can help as mentor? Of course. Of course, I think, I mean, I can expect, we will have several projects related to security and also to information security. So I totally believe, that, as if you have an experience like this, it's something that can be shared with participants. So, you are welcome as a mentor. Do we have any other question? Okay.
Yes, okay, I can repeat that.
Yeah.
So hi, Salman. So if you were contacted by the Rise Up team, or you've been contacted by the Hajj, then you're both a mentor and a judge. If you were contacted by Google, then I think Salim has allocated some of you as mentors or judges. However, if you want to be a judge and mentor, if you want to be both of them, feel free to contact Farah. Farah Bodrawi, she sent you an email, all of you. Feel free to contact her and tell her I'd like to be both. I think John perfectly explained the roles of a mentor and a judge. It's fairly easy, and all of you would do amazing being mentor or judge. So it's really up to you. Just let us know so that we can then allocate you accordingly.
Yeah, but please let us know in the next 5 minutes if you can. Because no time is, basically, yeah, right now, at 6:30 p.m. we will wrap up all the information to exactly, define who is allocated to which area. So, just feel free, to do it right now. So we have the information, and so, we can allocate you to the good panel. Any other question? How long each mentoring shift will last? So I think, the shift has been defined like a 6 hours shift, if I'm not wrong. So we did define basically 4 shifts a day. So, so it's, you have some night. If you prefer to come the night, you can. It's also really interesting. But it's 6 hours.
And you can come outside of your shift, so it's not only for these 6 hours. If you want to spend 8 hours, 10 hours with the participants, you're more than free to do so.
Okay. Abdullah, thank you. You say that you want to be mentor or judge, so maybe just send an email.
Yeah. I'll send you 3 emails that you can just send your requests to. Amjad, can mentors attend Thursday and Friday? Yes, definitely, and Wednesday as well. We want you to attend all days if you can, if possible.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
If there is any other question, what is good is that this video has been recorded. So, you can receive it again also. I can check the other question. Sorry, I missed the discussion about the role of mentor and judge. So, okay, I can summarize it in one sentence. As a mentor, you're here Wednesday and Thursday to give support to teams, support help them. And as a judge, on Friday morning, you will be there to select the best project, basically. And you can do both if you want. For mentorship, it's 6 hours shift, but you can go before and after if you want also. And for judging is basically you have 2 rounds of judging. So it's from 9 a.m. to basically 5 p.m. So you have to come at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday.
So when can you get your badges? You're gonna get it on the day. So if you come to the opening ceremony tomorrow, and please all of you do, like it's gonna be really good. And we have 2 surprise keynote speakers, and we'd love to have you all tomorrow, especially for the dinner as well. If you come tomorrow, you're going to receive it during the registration. If not, you're going to receive it as well on Wednesday when you come.
Okay.
Just write your email so they can send us the role if they want to be a judge and mentor.
My one. Okay. And from where?
Yeah, this is on the badges.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you very much. In the file, there was 3 types of mentors. How can we choose? We will choose for you.
Yeah, so it's basically it depends on your expertise. So if you're someone who's technical, then you're a technical mentor. If you're someone more business oriented, then you're going to be an entrepreneurship mentor technically. And if you're someone who's a subject matter expert, so all of you who's working on anything related to Hajj and the data of the Hajj, etc., then you're the subject Hajj mentors.
And Abdullah said that he will come tomorrow.
Great.
Happy to see you tomorrow. So again, so you have the presentation. This webinar has been recorded also, so you can just review it on BeMyApp channel. So if you have any other question, feel free to contact us. You have our email address. And so Ali, you want to get a number. Okay, just send us, Ali, we will send us an email, and so we'll share with you a phone number, if you need any issue to find or any other help.
Yes, so Farah Badrawi is probably going to send all of you her contact details, and she already has all your phone numbers. Additionally, what we're planning to do, like John mentioned, that participants can reach you through Slack. So we're going to send all of you invites to join Slack. And on Slack, we can have a separate private channel for all mentors where all of you guys can just talk together, and all of us are going to be on that. So if you need anything, you can just contact us through that.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. Can't wait to see you tomorrow or on Wednesday, depending on your agenda. So I will be happy to see you, and yeah, have a great evening. Bye-bye.